because not being focused means you ramble. And I will ramble if I'm not focused. Everybody does. Animals, birds, if they have a focus. Most creatures have a focus. A focus on what? On the best things they should be doing at any given time. And there are things that interfere with focus. And like we said in one of the former discussions on this program, there are a lot of distractions. So if you're talking about a system of government that's based on racism, or a government of racism, the racists are very focused people. The people who practice racism, they are laser-like in all of their areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And they're about the business of practicing racism 24/7 throughout the entire planet called Earth, in all of these areas of activity. And they're very focused, the most focused people on the planet. Or, unfortunately, those white people, not all white people, but those white people who are smarter and the most powerful among them, too many of them, not all, but too many of them are focused on practicing a thing called racism and or white supremacy. And that is about what? About getting fun, getting glory, and getting material comfort from doing what? From harming people based on color. That's what racism is. What you get out of it is fun, glory, and material comfort. There are all kinds of ways to get those three things, because everybody wants those three things. But the racist people that believe in racism and or white supremacy believe in getting those three things by dominating and mistreating people who they classify as people of color and are non-white, black, brown, red, yellow, anybody who is classified as non-white, that they classify as non-white. And they came up with a system many, many, many centuries ago that would ensure that they could have fun, glory, and material comfort by dominating and mistreating people of color. And that's their system. They're very well focused on that. Now, the victims of racism are not focused. They became prisoners of war, you might say, because war was made against them. So as prisoners, they just mill around in the prison yard, which is called the planet Earth, and just kind of bump into each other, and they fight each other, curse each other, discourteous to each other. All the rules of civility they engage in. For the most part, black people, and they form little gangs or tribes, you might say, which can become gangs. They become gangs when they start doing harm to each other. They form tribes, like prisoners in the prison yard. One little group gets over here and starts looking at the other little group over there from another cell block, and they become tribalistic or like gangsters, and they walk around flexing their muscles and getting into arguments with each other that lead into fights. And then people take sides, and then gangs are formed. And so their focus then becomes just each other, like prisoners will do when they don't have any other thing to focus on. They're prisoners, prisoners of war. So they don't think about anything outside of the prison because there's no such thing as outside the prison that has anything to do with them. So they concentrate on each other and doing little small things with each other, small things against each other, and the small things that they do against each other escalates into big things that they do against each other. And that is the effect of the prison system itself, which is the system of white supremacy. That's the title of the world government here in 2019. World government. If anybody says, what is the world government? Is it the United Nations? Is it this or that or the other? America or Asia or Africa? What is the actual world government? In capital letters, the world government in 2019 on planet Earth, probably not on other planets, but on planet Earth, here in April of 2019, is a system of government called, in capital letters, the system of white supremacy. There's no other functional government worthy of any attention at all other than that system, because that's the system that dominates all people's behavior, unfortunately. Now, that system should be, the focus should be placed on replacing that system with a system of justice, which means guaranteeing that no person is mistreated at any time, anywhere on the planet, and guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. That should be the focus of each and every person on the planet, each and every time he or she wakes up in the morning, right up until the time they go to bed at night. Guarantee that no person, focus, guarantee that no person is mistreated. Any person that you see around you being mistreated, you should try to intervene in some way that will be effective. Try to have something to do with stopping that mistreatment. That should be the focus. Mm-hmm. And guaranteeing that the person that needs help